I won't change my prediction until after I've seen an adjustment. And if the Mavericks have an adjustment and it still won't work, then I feel a lot different. So no, I think it was just one game in a chess match of moves, and you'll continue to see that. Kevin, are you really freaking? Are people out there freaking out that this series is over now because of what just happened?
I'm not freaking out, but there are a lot of people who are like, the Mavs are going to get swept. Maybe they win one.
Maybe that would be good. I mean, like, maybe it would be good for him for Nico to go, oh crap, I didn't realize not having that kind of whatever it is, not having these things made us that far away. Like the Utah series covered up some blemishes on this Mavs roster that still exist, and they have a lot to learn. That's why getting 2 rounds in is more important than getting booted out in the first round, because you learn so much more from each opponent along the way, and you're more likely, Mike, to face those opponents multiple times in the playoffs over the next 2 or 3 years. And so you're trying to figure out, how do I match up with them? In the NFL, Bill Parcells would say you want to beat your division opponents first. So you build your roster so that you can beat those teams. And then you want to be able to be flexible enough to win in the playoffs and win against those other opponents. That's what you have to. It's always we need that one more thing to get over the hump of that team, because they're going to have that window that we're going to have to compete against them multiple times. So the Mavs do need to learn that. I don't want them to lose in 4 because I want more Mavs basketball, but I'm not changing my mind on this series right now.
I'm going to change my mind on the series, but I like everything Corey said. It's great you're getting to play the Suns because they are the best team in the NBA. I think.
Yeah.
And we'll find out. If they win the championship, obviously they are. But, I mean, they killed everybody in the West. Nobody competed with their record. And so you get to see, what does the best look like? And I get Chris Paul probably has 1 to 3 more years left in his career where he can be effective, and then it's over, and they'll have to make adjustments from there. But you're getting to see, where are we deficient? Where are we against the best team in the NBA or the best team in the Western Conference? What are our issues and what are our problems? So if we do lose this series, we can try to correct those things. Because if you lose to Utah, you're once again you're kind of somewhat guessing on all the things you need. Like, we're a long way away, but we're also guessing on things that we really need. And this one, I think, will be good because you won't be guessing on what you need in the future. You get to see it face to face on what you need. That being said, I did have Suns in 7. Right now, after watching that game and then what the Suns have done to us for years since they got Booker and Ayton and now Chris Paul, is I will go Suns in 5. We'll figure out how to win game 3 or game 4, and I'm really hoping we win both of those. But I can see where the Mavs can push them to 7, but man, it's difficult to really predict that now after watching just the dominating performance they had.
From the 817, freaking out or being realistic, the Mavericks are not deep enough. From the 469, holy cow, there's a lot of text right there. The ones freaking out are the ones who just hopped onto the bandwagon. F them, go Mavs. From the 972, no change, Suns in 6. And this might be the most dramatic opinion of them all. This will be the series that decides if Jalen Brunson gets a big contract or not. It's been decided. He's getting a big contract.
Detroit's going to offer him, just so you know, Detroit's going to offer him 4 for at least 100. And he's going for the highest money. He's not going for a discount. His dad said it. Jalen has said it. He's not taking a cent less to be in Dallas.
Yeah, lots of players have proven you can get your contract and then go find a winner. You know, you just got to get the money first.
So you're looking at paying him $100 million. He's going to get that. If you let him go, just so people understand this, because I think this is a confusing thing. It doesn't open up $25 million because Detroit signed him for $25 million. And it doesn't, if you lose him, there's no way to replace him. You literally have $0 to replace him because you let him go to another team. So you do everything you can to make sure you're the highest bidder on Jalen Brunson because, like I think Corey's talking about, you can trade him. You can sign and trade him immediately, or you can trade him in January or February if something comes up. You can trade him in the next offseason if it's not working out. But you can't lose that asset. You have to do whatever it takes. You can add that 5th year, which helps you out tremendously. So I don't know if 4 for 100 is better for Jalen than 5 for 110. You just giving them more money and one more year,
less per
year.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now that's where I don't know where Jalen and his father and agent are going to sit on certain aspects of a deal. But I think the Mavs are going to have to give the 5th year to make sure that they beat all the offers. And then do you have to have the exact same number per year? So do you have to go 5 for 125 on Jalen? But Jalen might get exposed in this series. He did in game 1. That looked more like Jalen versus the Clippers than it did Jalen versus Utah. And we have to remember this. There had never been a time in his career that he had got 20 points or more in 3 straight games. His longest streak is 20 points in 2 straight games until playing the Utah Jazz, which he has upped his game tremendously throughout this season. But then against Utah, the matchup might have just been perfect for him to average 27 a game.
To go along with that, Corey, is it fair to say, like, let's just take Detroit out of the equation. Let's just focus on the Mavs. Is that even fair to say that this is the series that determines, like, when you saw the leap that he's made throughout the regular season and into the postseason, is it fair to be like, yeah, but then he didn't play well in the Suns series, so I'm done with it?
It's not fair.
But that's how sports work,
and that's how business works, right? Like what's the?
That's true.
If you didn't make your sales quota for this month, well, it didn't matter that you made the last 10 sales quotas. This sales quota was, remember, like, I mean, we know how. Oh yeah,
that's a fascinating way to put it.
And so that's how they're going to pitch it to you whenever you're doing it. So yeah, teams now, if another team's out there willing to pay you that price, that's the leverage you have, right? Is that you have that. But if it's a one-team thing, then they're going to try and do everything they can to negotiate against you. That's just how businesses are. That's how the Cowboys try to do with Dak too. I mean, that's just the way that those things work. The other part of it, though, is, the Mavericks have had that opportunity to watch him grow from what he was as a pick to becoming a team leader from whatever the rest of his teammates say about him, and to being capable of being the scorer that you saw he was in a big moment. You weren't going to get that moment if Luka wasn't hurt, though. That wasn't going to happen for him, and you weren't going to get to see, he can be that guy that can carry a basketball team in a playoff series. So I don't think it's fair, but it's going to happen. And the reality is, this season has been a leap, like a leap into what he is, because we got to see it all season long from him. I'm not sure everybody else around the league was paying attention to what he was doing, but that capped right there. Now, if he fails here, then they're going, okay, what are his limitations, and is that worth it for us? That's the cost benefit analysis that the teams that want to pay him actually have to look into to make that point.